Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Dare series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dare video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today, I will be continuing with 1 Samuel chapter 4. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle, and pitched beside Ebenezer, and the Philistines pitched in Aphek. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel. And when they joined battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines, and they slew of the army in the field about 4,000 men. And when the people were come into the camp, the elders of Israel said, Wherefore hath the Lord smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it may save us out of the hand of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of God. And when the ark of the covenant of the Lord came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth rang again. And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, What meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews? And they understood that the ark of the Lord was come into the camp. And the Philistines were afraid, for they said, God is come into the camp. And they said, Woe unto us, for there hath not been such a thing heretofore. Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness. Be strong and quit yourselves like men, O ye Philistines, that ye be not servants unto the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Quit yourselves like men and fight. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten, and they fled every man into his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. And the ark of God was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. And there ran a man of Benjamin out of the army, and came to Shiloh the same day with his clothes rent, and with earth upon his head. And when he came, lo, Eli sat upon a seat by the wayside watching, for his heart trembled for the ark of God. And when the man came into the city and told it, all the city cried out. And when Eli heard the noise of the crying, he said, What meaneth the noise of this tumult? And the man came in hastily and told Eli. Now Eli was 98 years old, and his eyes were dim, that he could not see. And the man said unto Eli, I am he that came out of the army, and I fled today out of the army. And he said, What is there done, my son? And the messenger answered and said, Israel is fled before the Philistines, and there hath been also a great slaughter among the people, and thy two sons also, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of God is taken. And it came to pass, when he made mention of the ark of God, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died, for he was an old man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years. And his daughter-in-law, Phinehas' wife, was with child near to be delivered. And when she heard the tidings that the ark of God was taken, and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead, she bowed herself and travailed, for her pains came upon her. And about the time of her death, the women that stood by her said unto her, Fear not, for thou hast borne a son. But she answered not, neither did she regard it. And she named the child Ichabod, saying, The glory is departed from Israel, because the ark of God was taken, and because of her father-in-law and her husband. And she said, The glory is departed from Israel, for the ark of God is taken. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. What I like about this chapter is I would say what stands out about this chapter is the gravity of it, the arduousness and the difficulty of what the Israelites are facing with the Philistines. This verse here, this is the Philistines speaking here in 1 Samuel 4:9. Be strong and quit yourselves like men, O ye Philistines, that ye be not servants unto the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Quit yourselves like men and fight. Next verse. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten, and they fled every man into his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. And the ark of God was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. And I think something that you see, which is the difficulty of it, is the difficulty of these verses, which is this idea that the Israelites are trying. And what's incredible about it is after they suffer that first loss, they redouble their efforts and they say, let us get the ark of God and fight and redouble. Basically, let's continue on with the fight. Let's keep going with the fight. And so they continue on. And when they keep going here, unfortunately, they lose. And the idea being that they ultimately lose the ark of God as well. And then, of course, Eli dies as well later on. And then Phinehas, his wife, when she gives birth, she names the child Ichabod, saying, the glory is departed from Israel, because the ark of God was taken, and because of her father-in-law and her husband were both dead, Phinehas and his dad Eli. And she said, the glory is departed from Israel, for the ark of God is taken. And that is exactly where this chapter leaves off. And so that's what stands out to me in this chapter, is the idea that it is very trying and troubled times. And that is what I think very much about it is, what I was thinking is, I was thinking when I was reading this that things weren't going well for some reason. And the reason I felt that way is oftentimes God will speak. Adonai will speak and something will happen in these chapters. Like Adonai will say something to somebody, and then he'll say something like, attack them and you will not fail today. It'll say something like that, right? Then the Israelites will attack and Adonai has delivered victory. What's funny is I'm not kidding. There's so many verses in the Bible like that where like some prophet will speak or like on behalf of Adonai will give a message and say they will not be able to withstand you today. And I was waiting for that verse, but it never came. And I was like, oh no, like because I never heard Adonai say anything, so I was just like, oh man, I don't know if we're gonna win. But I maintained optimism as I was reading it. I was like, like who knows? They might win, right? Yeah, but they lost. And of course, when you get the death of Hophni and Phinehas, and then Eli as well, things are not looking very good at the end of this chapter. Because it says, and he had judged Israel 40 years. So Eli was what, 91, I think. I don't know where I got that number from. Now, Eli was 98 years old. He's 98. 98, and his eyes were dim, so he couldn't see, so he's basically blind. And when he dies, he had judged Israel from 58 to 98. For 40 years, he had judged Israel. And he dies. So you get the loss of thousands of men. It says here, 30,000 men were slain in the second battle. And in the first one, 4,000 men are slain. So 34,000 men are slain, 2 defeats, and then the death of their leader, Eli, and his 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, die in 1 Samuel 4. A very dark and grim chapter. And yet, it's going to be expected of God's people at this time that they're going to have to rebound. And they're going to have to recover. And, that idea being that it's on them to do it. And let's see how it happens, because, it's not easy to read defeats, because when you love God, you want to see his people succeed. It's that that you look at it and say, this is their test to answer, and of course it's an incredible story, the story of the Bible. So let's see how they answer going forwards. So with that, I'll go ahead and end the Bible reading there for today and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I trained Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I will be creating the 7 days worth of Daily Dive videos, and I will upload and schedule the week's worth of daily diary and workout videos. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.